This week's AI updates are absolutely wild. China is deploying real robots at actual army borders. Microsoft dropped a tiny 7 billion parameter model that can automate your entire PC. DeepSeek released new open source models challenging Gemini 3 Pro, and there's even a brand new humanoid robot you can build for just $600. It's been one of the most exciting weeks in AI so far, and if you watch this video till the end, you'll get a special surprise too. Let's jump into it. So the first update is actually really interesting. Alibaba has released a new AI model called RynnVLA 002, and this one makes robots think before they act. Normally, robots just react to commands without understanding physics, like grabbing a cup without realizing it might spill if they push too hard. But RynnVLA 002 changes everything. It gives robots two brains: a doer, which controls the robot's movements, and a dreamer, which imagines what will happen before the robot moves. So the robot can predict mistakes, understand gravity, avoid collisions, and plan actions much smarter. In the demo, you can see the robot picking strawberries, placing pens into holders, and even identifying the correct object among many, all with surprising accuracy. You can actually test this model yourself by installing it locally. All the setup details are available on the official page. Link in the description. And now, another wild update. China's Engine AI has teased their new flagship humanoid robot called the T800, and yes, they literally named it after the Terminator. The robot looks seriously solid and industrial, nothing like the friendly plastic robots we usually see. It stands about 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighs 85 kilograms, and is built using a strong aluminum alloy frame, giving it a very rugged, combat-ready appearance. The name T800 is mostly a marketing stunt, but the robot actually is being prepared for a robot fight club-style competition where it will perform boxing and combat poses to prove how stable and durable it is. What's impressive is what this thing is designed to handle. The T800 is made for heavy-duty work, like lifting heavy boxes in warehouses, tasks that would be too much for lighter humanoids. It also uses Engine AI's Deep Fusion Perception system, which gives it extremely fast reaction times, similar to how a boxer dodges punches or how a worker quickly catches a falling object. On top of that, it runs on a new solid-state battery, which is safer, lighter, and lasts longer than traditional lithium-ion batteries. Overall, this robot is built to take hits, stay balanced, and handle tough environments. Let's see what the company announces next. I'm also waiting for more updates on this one. So, our next update comes from Google, and this one is actually pretty interesting. Google Maps has officially started rolling out Gemini AI-powered navigation features, replacing the old Google Assistant inside the app. This update began showing up for Android and iOS users around November 25-27, and it marks a big shift from the usual command-based controls to a more natural conversational AI style. Now, instead of the classic 4-color microphone icon, you'll see the new Gemini Spark icon, and you can still use Hey Google to activate it while navigating. The cool part is that Gemini can handle complex, multi-step requests without interrupting your route, so you can talk to maps more naturally while driving, walking, or using any travel mode. I personally haven't tested this update on my device yet, so if you've already got it, let me know in the comments what changes you noticed. And now, this next update from China is both fascinating and a little bit scary. At the China-Vietnam border, specifically in Guangxi province, China has signed a $37 million deal to deploy a fleet of Walker S2 humanoid robots. These robots look like sleek metal humans, but they aren't built for combat. They're basically digital interns. Their jobs include checking IDs, patrolling the area, helping tourists with directions, and managing crowds during busy holidays. The coolest feature? The Walker S2 doesn't need a human to charge it. When its battery gets low, it walks to a charging station by itself and swaps its own battery in just 3 minutes, meaning it can technically work 24/7 without taking a break. China is using these robots here because it's a busy trade and tourism zone, and they want to show off that their tech can handle real-world public service jobs. But on the other side, near the China-India border in the Himalayas, the robots look completely different. Because the terrain is too rocky and steep for humanoids, China is using robot dogs, mechanical yaks, and robot mules. At altitudes above 15,000 feet, the air is so thin that human soldiers get exhausted just carrying gear, but robots don't need oxygen. The big robot mules carry heavy supplies like ammo and food, while smaller robot dogs run ahead to scout. And in some military drills, like Golden Dragon, robot dogs have even been seen carrying automatic rifles on their backs, effectively acting as mobile, remote-controlled weapon systems. So yeah, China has started deploying robots in the army too. Impressive, but definitely a bit terrifying at the same time. Another big update comes from Microsoft, and honestly, they've done something pretty crazy in the AI world. They've released Fara-7B, a 7 billion parameter agentic AI model that can actually use your computer like a digital intern. Yes, seriously, it can see your screen, move your mouse, click buttons, type on your keyboard, and perform tasks just like a human. The best part? Because it's only 7B parameters, it doesn't need a supercomputer. You can run it on a normal laptop. Here's the simple breakdown. Fara-7B sees your screen using screenshots, and it acts by performing every step you request. For example, if you tell it, buy me an Xbox SpongeBob controller, it will open your browser, search for the product, compare prices, fill forms, and even type your email, all while showing its thinking process on the sidebar. What makes it special is that everything runs locally on your computer, so your screenshots and data stay private. Plus, it has a built-in safety brake. If it's about to do something risky, like buying something or sending an email, it stops and asks for confirmation. Microsoft's official page also shows benchmarks where Fara-7B reaches 95% accuracy on complex tasks with extremely low cost per task. I haven't personally tested it yet, but based on the demos, this model looks surprisingly powerful, and the fact that it's only 7B parameters while outperforming many larger agent models is honestly impressive. And since we're already talking about China, here's another crazy update. AntGroup's new AI assistant app, Lingguang, has exploded in popularity. The app crossed 2 million downloads in just 6 days, which is insane. It works somewhat like Google's Gemini, but it's specifically designed for vibe coding. You just type your prompt, and the app can generate a fully working application for you almost instantly. No coding, no setup, just describe what you want and it builds it. Chinese users are going crazy over it, and honestly, this shows how aggressively China is catching up in the AI race. They're not just competing with US tech giants, in some areas, they're moving at an entirely different speed. The next update comes from China again, and this one is huge for the AI reasoning space. On December 1, Chinese AI startup DeepSeek released 2 new open-source reasoning models, DeepSeek v3.2 and the more powerful DeepSeek v3.2 Special, and both are already making headlines because they're matching or even outperforming top American models in math and coding tasks. DeepSeek claims these models perform on the level of GPT-5 and Gemini 3 Pro, and the Special version even scored gold-level results in major competitions like the International Mathematical Olympiad, ICPC World Finals, and the International Olympiad in Informatics 2025. On the AMY 2025 exam, the American Invitational Mathematics Examination, Special scored 96%, beating GPT-5's high 94.6% and Gemini 3 Pro's 95%. In coding benchmarks, it scored 73.1% on SWE Verified, slightly behind Gemini 3 Pro, but still extremely strong for an open-source model. And here's a small but really interesting update. If you're watching this video before December 8th, 2025, you can use Photoshop Web completely free for 1 whole year. And no, I'm not joking. All you have to do is install the Photoshop Chrome extension. Just open your Chrome browser, search for Photoshop Chrome extension, go to the official page, and add the extension to your browser. After adding it, you'll be taken to a page where you just click Start Free Offer. Then Start Now, sign in with your Google or Chrome ID, and boom, your 1-year free Photoshop web subscription gets activated instantly. Just remember, this offer is only for Photoshop Web and is available only until December 8th, 2025. So if you want it, grab it before the deal expires. So this next update is a little bit unimportant, but still pretty interesting. Amazon Prime Video is facing a lot of backlash from fans of the classic anime Banana Fish. Why? Amazon recently released AI-generated English and Spanish dubs for the show, and fans absolutely hated it. The AI voices sounded robotic, emotionless, and often out of sync, which completely ruined the vibe of such a serious and emotional story. Even popular voice actor Diamond Mills, the voice of Frieza in Dragon Ball Super, publicly blasted Amazon on X, calling the dub AI-generated garbage and saying he won't work with them again if they don't fix it. Critics also pointed out that the voices all sound the same, don't match the subtitles, and totally fail to capture the depth the anime needs. And another interesting thing making noise in the AI community right now is the Aloha Mini robot, a small bucket-shaped AI robot that's becoming super popular because of one crazy fact. You can fully build it for around $600. That's insanely cheap for a functional robot. Despite its simple look, Aloha Mini can perform basic everyday tasks like putting clothes into a bucket, light cleaning, sorting objects, and other small household actions. It comes in two versions: Aloha Mini, fully 3D printable, where every part is made using a 3D printer, and Aloha Mini Hybrid, which uses a mix of 3D printed parts and metal components. The creators claim that assembling all the parts for the mini version still cost only about $600, which makes it one of the most affordable experimental robots available today. All technical details, parts lists, and setup instructions are available on their GitHub page, link in the description. You will need some basic hardware and software knowledge to assemble it, but the documentation is pretty detailed, and hopefully they release step-by-step videos soon for even more clarity. For tech enthusiasts, this thing looks like a very fun and budget-friendly robotics project. All right, that's all for today's updates. This week was absolutely packed with exciting AI news, and hopefully next week brings even more surprises for us to explore. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.